I promised myself to build more models in 2025 than what I did in 2024. So what happened? G'day everyone, let's have a look at the builds and conversions completed in 2025, plus what's been added to the stash. I'd been hoping to get through some of these 120 scale F1s, plus some resin and 43rd scale kits that have been in the stash for years. But a couple of big projects took more time than I anticipated, but I did fulfill the promise of more builds than the previous year. I also visited a couple of model shows, entered and did some judging at the Australian Model Expo, and made a special video about how a fellow modeler created this amazing cutaway Lotus. There are full videos on all of this on the channel. I'll put the direct links in the description below. The first completion was just a couple of days into the new year, the big 1/8 scale Ferrari 643 by Rosso Corporation. It's a combination of metal and plastic parts, some of which are pre-painted. There was quite a bit of extra detail added on this one, and it builds into a stunning display piece. As mentioned, link to the build video is below. At the opposite end of the scale was this 143 scale diecast of Holden's Commodore V8 supercar. This was an enhancement job to correct the position of the wheels by adjusting the track width and camber to be more realistic. We also added the missing tyre decoration, and this really lifted the appearance of the model compared to the stock version as supplied from Biante. This Gatorade Buick was the only NASCAR build for the year. It's Bobby Allison's 1982 Daytona 500 winner by Salvinos JR in 124 scale. I did have some fit and finish issues with this one, but looking at the completed piece, it's hard to notice as the model displays really well. And I want to do more of these stock cars in 2026. Another American race car, AJ Foyt's record-breaking Indianapolis 500 winner from 1977. This is a white metal kit from SMTS, and being 143 scale was pretty fiddly. I eyeballed a custom mix of paint to replicate the Foyt poppy red body colour and mounted the completed model onto an MDF base. Staying in America, Brad Pitt's F1 movie car. At the time I built this, there were no models available of the Apex GP cars from the movie other than some pretty basic ones available through selected McDonald's outlets in South America. I stripped a Bburago Red Bull diecast, then repainted and redecorated to reflect the Sonny Hayes version. And this is in 43rd scale. The year ended as it started, a complex 1/8 scale Formula 1 build, this time the 1972 John Player Special Lotus by Pocher. Very nice model, looks great in the display cabinet, but for a kit that doesn't require painting, there was still a fair bit of work and some problems to navigate to get it to all screw together properly. At the very end of 2025, I started on another Rosso Ferrari and Apex GP movie car conversion, so there will be videos of those coming, hopefully not too far into the year. As far as stash adds, I didn't purchase a new model kit at any time through the whole year. I did buy some new diecast models, a handful of Aussie supercars and a bunch of Bburago F1s. I was gifted this old monogram NASCAR, won these little aircraft kits in a raffle, and picked up a couple of cheap second-hand Formula 1 kits, but nothing new, which is no real issue because I've got plenty of unbuilt items laying around the place. So let's reset and see what 2026 has in store, and hope we can all outdo what we did in 2025. Cheers.